Hi guys, so I have another review for you, and that is on Crave by Melissa Darnell, and as always I'll start by reading the back of the book. Bloodlust, magic, forbidden secrets. Savannah Culber is back at Taylorsville High after a life-threatening illness, feeling more like a freak than ever. People are looking at her differently, staring and giggling, except golden boy Tristan Coleman, who suddenly can't keep away. Savannah's falling under his spell. But the mysterious clan, a group of witches with unknowable power and an unbreakable bond to Tristan, are watching. Star-crossed by history, Savannah and Tristan have been forbidden since birth. Their love could endanger everyone and everything they know, but the craving has started and can't be denied. Okay, cover-wise, I'm a big fan of this cover. I love that it's sort of matte black and then metallic red that goes all the way around to the back. I liked the cover when I saw the US cover. It's sort of brown, the same picture, but sort of a copper brown, and I really liked that cover. But now I have this cover, I like this one too, so I wouldn't have minded either cover. I do like the girl on the front. Again, the dress is not relevant. I don't know why it's there, but I can kind of forgive it. The girl has perfect eyes for Savannah. I don't know if you can see them, but for some reason in this picture I can't see that she has red hair. It kind of looks more blonde, and she's supposed to have bright red hair, so I think that should have been on there, but oh well. When I picked this book up, I was heading towards a reading slump, but this pulled me right out of it. When Mirror Ink asked me if I wanted to be part of the blog tour for Crave, I jumped at the chance because it had been on my wish list ever since I first heard about it back in November last year. It sort of sounds, you know, typical paranormal YA romance, but I loved the sound of it, and so I was determined to pick it up. So then when they offered to send it for me for review, I jumped at the chance. I couldn't wait to read this book. And I was right. I thoroughly loved this book. The pacing of it was perfect. I just wanted to keep on reading. I never wanted to put it down. I could have just carried on turning pages for days to come. I just could have carried on with no trouble. I loved it so much. Also, I always bang on about how I like dual perspectives. This book has both Savannah and Tristan's perspectives, so it worked so well. Particularly in paranormal YA, you don't normally get the guy's perspective, or if you do, it's for like a chapter here or a page there. Star-Crossed by Josephine Angelini comes to mind. You only get Lucas's perspective for like a chapter because Helen's been sort of kidnapped and they're looking for her, and so you have to know that. So the only way to do that is to throw in Lucas's perspective, but that's the only time that you get it. Whereas this, it's much more consistent. It's not like alternative chapters like chapter 1 Savannah, chapter 2 Tristan. Sometimes in a chapter you can have Savannah's point of view, then it will go to Tristan's and then back to Savannah. It's much more fluid than that. It's not regimented in any way. I love the paranormal elements, vampires and witches. I haven't read a lot of witch books, so it was kind of refreshing for me in that respect. The romance, it wasn't insta-love. They have this strange sort of connection because they were best friends when they were younger, and then like kids do, they held like a fake marriage, and when Tristan's parents found out, they went ballistic, and basically Savannah has been outcast ever since, but really they were best friends, so they've always been close, but then he had to outcast her, but they still sort of look for each other. So I thought that was different to the other sort of starts of romances that I've read before. I can't help but love this book. I did cringe a few times when reading because a few phrases could have been lifted from Twilight, For example, Savannah's father, who she hasn't seen a lot of in her life, for her birthday bought her a old rusting Chevy truck. And once in Tristan's perspective, Savannah is described like a drug to him. Sound familiar to anybody? Yes. So there were a couple of times where I was like, oh no, but overall I can't help it. I just fell in love with this book. I can't wait to read the next book, which is Covet, and then after that it will be Consume. I thoroughly love this book. I couldn't help it. It just drew me in. I loved the romance was perfect for me. It was forbidden, but when they were together, you just couldn't help but go, "Oh, I love them together." I really did. I just loved them. I definitely recommend this to big readers of paranormal YA. It was, some people may not like it because they will worry that it's samey or something, but I would have picked it up for the dual perspectives alone. I definitely recommend it. For me, it was 5 out of 5, despite the slightly cringy moments there. It still got 5 out of 5 because I just loved it so much. If any of you have checked it out, please let me know what you thought of it. Definitely head over to my blog. I'll leave a link below, because on the 11th of April was I think it was the 11th. Yeah, was my day for the blog tour and an interview with Melissa Darnell. She was really nice. She answered my questions with a lot of detail. So you should definitely go over and check that out. I will leave the link for that down in the description below. So please go check that out. And I will see you guys soon. Happy reading!